Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the channel. I am Atone. This is Atone Tarot. Cancer, you are tuned in for the topic of the trifecta. We will be tapping in on finance, romance, and family. That is the trifecta, Cancer. We will be breaking down your message using the career oracle deck to tap into financial topics, right? For my romance topic, we'll be getting into that with the relationship oracle deck, and I'll be breaking down your family message via a traditional tarot. So without further ado, Cancer, let's get up into your message. If you could, please smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. To my new viewers, welcome back. To my returning viewers, I hope all is well with you guys. We're going to pull 5 cards from this career oracle to get into your finance message of this trifecta. Those are the top 3 topics that everybody wants to know about: finance, romance, and family. So I figured I'd put them all together in one read for you guys. And you will be able to chop up the video, meaning you'll be able to chop up the video. I'm going to chop up the video so you'll be able to jump from one section to the next, Cancer. So if you're not here for love, you just care about what's going on with your family and your finances, you can jump to those sections of the video. Or you can watch the whole thing. That would be great too. I would love that for you. Come on, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what my Cancers need to know as it relates to their finances. Well, there go 4 right there. We only need one more. One more card. For my Cancers. Well, we just got right to your financial message, Cancer. You received ending, beginning, prickly situation, independence, and harmony. Now, from something ending, immediately something else begins. There is almost no line in between the two. It's hard to tell from when something ends to when something starts. The transition out of something and into something new is seamless, basically, Cancer. But even though that transition is seamless, there's still a little bit of discomfort there for you because it might be so simple. Something that is easy as it relates to money may have you a little uneasy, Cancer, with prickly situation being there. But Spirit is advising, don't worry. You are about to enter into a very harmonious phase of your life as it relates to your finances. You'll be able to independently provide for yourself comfortably, Cancer. Again, it may seem too easy for you, where you're like, I don't know. And if it's not you, it's making someone else annoyed with how easy you are able to transition out of one thing and into the next. It's like, wait a minute. How is it that we spent an entire life together and you can just close the chapter on that and not look like there's a hair out of place? You don't miss a meal. Nothing about your physical environment changes, Cancer, as it relates to something ending. And it may cause someone to be a little annoyed with that because they may have wanted to see you struggle, and for whatever reason, Cancer, someone's not happy that you can independently provide for yourself. It's appearing as if your life is just harmonious and everything's great, and somebody's not happy about that. With prickly situation. And it could be the motivation for somebody else to create a level of independence for themselves, because you are transitioning from and out of something so easily. Because those first, I believe, 4 cards just came out easily. It wasn't nothing to it. That's the message. Here you go. You want to hear it? Here it go. So, and how easy and seamless, and or at least that's how you're making it appear, as if there were no feelings or no issue for you to close this thing. It's something that you worked at and acted like you were 150% dedicated to. At one point, you had the masses convinced that this was going to be your thing until the day you died. But you did an about face. You changed course. Something changed. And you said, oh, well, que sera, sera. You didn't miss a beat moving into the next situation. And somebody's not happy about it. Somebody has cats, maybe a bird as a pet. I got a cat and a bird on these cards. And usually cats chase birds, right? So there's an engagement or a chase, maybe some toxic back and forth. Picking up on people going back and forth and taking jabs at each other over some money. So you may have to deal with that. You may have to ground yourself, Cancer, and create a space for you that is harmonious, so that you can continue to support yourself and be independent of this person, and not allow them to get you disgruntled or have you to be prickly. Maybe this is you. Maybe the ending of something and you having to start over and create a new beginning is causing you to be a little prickly to those people around you that love you. Like, wait a minute, I ain't do it. Now my Cancer is going through some things that maybe people unaware of them. I'm sorry, people are unaware that they have this going on in their background. And you may not want people to know that. You may want to create a sense of peace and balance and harmony as an image, Cancer. That's for some of you. And if this isn't your message, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But yeah, I'm picking up on a Cancer collective that something ended and the beginning of something was right around the corner, and you transition right into that thing. And how quickly, easily, seamlessly, whatever, as it relates to the details on how this thing went down, somebody is not happy that you didn't struggle or have to beg them for their grace, mercy, or whatever to assist. Nope, you might have had a rainy day savings tucked away that this person didn't know about, so that when the SHIT hit the fan, you were cool. And they ain't know about it, and they thought they were going to put you in a position where you would be down and out, done for. But you said, nope, I'm cool. Oh, you want this to be over? You want me to leave, or you need to leave? Oh, that's fine. Do you need me to help you pack your stuff? Do you need a Uber somewhere? You didn't even miss a beat on the transition from one thing to the next. There was no emotional outpouring from my Cancers. There was no moment of celebrating the end before this new beginning was already there and cropped up and ready to go. It's like a stand-up house. A house was blown away and somebody just rolled a new one in its place within minutes. You know what I mean? It's like, wait, we built that original house with our bare hands, and it took us 5 years to to get it stood up and comfortable and lived in the way that we wanted it to be. And it took minutes to shut it down. And somebody else had a backup plan for that. And it sounds like my cancers had a backup plan. They had a rainy day savings. They had some reserves somewhere that somebody didn't know about, and it made somebody mad. Yeah. And now a person has to operate independently on their own. And the cancer is looking real unbothered. And somebody don't like that. Yeah. So that is your financial message. So your finances are causing issues in your romance sector. No surprise there, right? Because finance and romance are so intertwined. I don't care what nobody say. What the old saying go? Without no finance, you ain't gonna get no romance. But these days, anyway, I ain't even going down that road. Let's see what's going on with the romance side of this trifecta for my Cancer collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do they need to know as it relates to their love life? All right, Cancers, what you guys got going on as it relates to love, if that's what you're here for? Not sure if I mentioned this, but I am soliciting topics for future reads. Let me know what you guys, I want to hear what you guys want me to tap in on as it relates to a topic. So drop it in the comments. But what do my Cancer collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus need to know as it relates to romance? 5 cards, please, Spirit. One more card, please. And there it is. All right, so you receive ship, key on the ring, ascending, Cupid's arrow, and not enough. This is echoing what happened in the career and finance spread. So a relationship that was on rocky road, cut down, discontinued. Somebody said, run me my key, get out, we don't live together no more, right? And as soon as that happened, somebody else ascended. And it left somebody feeling like, hold up, you just left and turned the faucet off like it wasn't even nothing. Like a switch just flipped in this Cancer, as if they had no care, concern, love, or regard for this relationship. And it is leaving someone feeling like, well, wait a minute, was I not enough? And they might have been the person that asked for the separation or asked for the space. They're the ones who asked Cancer to go, get out. I don't want this anymore. But even in doing so, because the Cancer ascends or somebody elevates or appears to elevate in one area of their life or another, so it could be finances, it could be love, it's leaving the person who originally asked for the breakup to question themselves to some degree. And I'm not trying to trigger anyone. If this is not your message, again, if it don't apply, let it fly. But it happens, right? We may have a idea of how something is going to play out in our mind, right? And the one thing that you cannot anticipate is what another person is going to do, how they're going to respond to whatever you say, to your feelings, to your actions. Like, you may have an idea of how someone may respond, but not until the situation goes down do you truly know how the person is going to respond and how that is going to make you then in turn feel. So always be mindful of how you go about executing a certain task, or how you behave, and how you look at things before you react, respond, or embark on something. Cross watcher and or Cancer, if this is you who did this, who asked for the breakup and now is looking like, wait a minute, that person didn't even skip a beat, moving on. You may feel like their life is elevating. I've been in this situation before where I have not wanted to be in the relationship anymore. And, despite me making that decision, it still made me sad, right? Like, I know I had to make the best decision that was for me at the end of the day, but the separation of the life that we had together brought sadness to me, right? And then when I began to look and see what was going on with that person's life now that I'm no longer in it, from my perspective, from my view, they were ascending, they were falling in love, they having kids, everything is happening, and their life seems to be taking off. But again, you only get a perspective on what's going on in someone's life, and people will drive a certain narrative that they want the outside world to see. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth of what's really going on in their background. They could be showing up as everything's fine, and things are actually falling apart. So, some people have some good poker faces, and it can in turn make some people feel as though that person just didn't have any concern, care, love, whatever for the relationship in the first place. So just be mindful of that someone could be purposefully making it appear as if they're just doing, I'm doing so great now that this person is no longer in my life. They're going out of their way to post on Facebook or social media that, oh my goodness, my life is so grand and great. I'm drama free now that I don't have so-and-so in my life. There could be subliminal messages being dropped, but that person is just trying to create a response, possibly in you, Cancer, or maybe you're doing this and don't realize it, Cancer, that the way that you're ascending and living your life, it's sending a message to someone else that maybe they weren't enough. So just some awareness around that. If you didn't know or wanted to know, you know how it fits in your life and what you got going on, Cancer. But we are moving on to the family part of the trifecta. Let's see what's going on with my Cancer's family dynamic. And if you haven't done so already, please smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Your girl would greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get up into it, Cancer. As it relates to my Cancer's family dynamic, what do they need to know? One more card, please, Spirit. One more card for my Cancers. As it relates to their family. I don't know why this last card ain't coming. We gonna keep shuffling till it do. Come on, Cancer. One more. There we go. There we go. All right, Cancer. So you receive the Two of Swords, the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Cups, Death, as well as the Three of Pentacles. This is a continuation of the romance oracle of someone making the decision to end a relationship and then wanting to circle back and say, wait. I'm sorry. Maybe we need to work it out. Or somebody reviewing the entirety of a relationship, a long-standing relationship, a marriage. Because you got this Two of Swords. That's decision making, being in your mind, collecting the facts and trying to make the best decision based off of the information that you had, right? So a decision was made to end a happy family or shut down a happy family. However that was done, whether it was breaking up the family by way of divorce, or I'm even picking up on children being pulled out of the home by CPS or something like that for maybe some drug use. Again, if it's not your message, I'm not trying to trigger anyone, let it go. But a home, a household was shut down, and somebody is like wanting forgiveness and like, no, I'm going to get it right with this Knight of Cups being here. I messed up. Please, death or the ending of this relationship, please don't come for my happy home, even though I'm the one who made the decision to shut it down. I'm picking up on somebody wants to work with my Cancer. Somebody wants to work with my Cancer with this Three of Coins. Can we work together? Please, despite even the end of the relationship. You could be like, nope, A-Tone, I ain't trying to circle or spin no block. Or if somebody is trying to circle or spin the block, I don't want to do none of that. I just want us to be able to co-parent together and go on about our lives and let this thing be dead, done, and no longer to be resurrected ever again. And if that is your message, I see that too, right? But there is a few of you who may be reconsidering and taking a look at a decision that was made around shutting down a family, or somebody made a mistake in how they were behaving, moving, and they want grace. They want it to be reconsidered. Please don't see me like this. Please don't behave with me like this. With this Knight of Cups being here towards death. That's someone pleading with death. You can't plead with death. It is what it is. And somebody saying, nope, we just going to partner and collaborate where we need to. No more, no less. No more, no less. Because it's done with death being here. And somebody is trying to get in between that and resurrect a relationship, possibly. And it's possibly the one who said, I don't want anything to do with the relationship anymore. They're confused. They're stuck in their head. Somebody is stuck going in a circle and may even be coming off as a little bipolar to their significant other by way of how they bounce back and forth from one emotion or one posture to another. Like sometimes when you get on the phone with them or you get into a conversation with them, they're sweet as pie. They do work with you. They do understand what the conversation needs to be about, and they work through that part of the conversation, and that's it. And then other times when you get on the phone with them, they just want to rant and rave about something that don't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. You're like, that's not even what I called you for. and you can't get into a steady rhythm of collaborating or working with this person. Yeah, somebody that is going back and forth. And like I said, they might have been the one you decided to leave. You decided to leave, and now that you're going, you thought that it was going to be me over here crying, complaining, falling apart. No, that's not what happened. Not even close. And now you want to come back and be revisiting all of the issues and the problems. For what? You made your decision, and I'm okay with it. Next. And that wasn't what the Cancer might have expected as a response. Or like I said, you Cancer are the one saying, no, I don't we don't need to go back. We do not need to go back. I was clear and cool when I said no and when I shut something down. And it may not be romantic. It may not be a divorce. It could be a family member where siblings are arguing and somebody wants to come back and sweep it under the rug like nothing happened. No. We will only talk when we have to. We don't need to talk about, if it ain't about my niece or nephew, I don't want to talk to you. That's the type of energy that I'm picking up on also for my Cancer collective. So someone is having some regrets, or there's some back and forth as it relates to emotional, their emotional being and how they show up from one conversation to the next. One conversation, they're cool, calm, collected. The next conversation, they're irate and screaming and yelling, and you can't even make sense of what they're talking about. They're taking the conversation back down memory lane. It almost feels manipulative to some degree, what I'm picking up on. But that is your message, Cancer. I hope that it helps. And until next time, peace.